Hey everybody, welcome back to my garage. I wanted to do a follow-up video on these cocktail smokers as I did a couple more over the weekend. I haven't finished them yet. This one I obviously finished with tried and true, original wood finish. Did a great job. I think you lose a little bit of the wax, so I might give Mahoney's a try on one of these, but I just wanted to show it without any finish on it. Anyhow, so far so good. The first one I've used maybe a dozen times. You see a little bit of scorching. It's pretty sturdy. It's working great, and I'll show you at the end of this video. I've really learned how to smoke a cocktail much better, and it all comes down to how you pack it and use that with the wood. But here's the second one I did. I had to improvise. It's kind of a little funky. Bottom's the same. Did a much better job. Every drill hole spaced out 60 degrees. Did a better job with the drills. This is pretty much the same. This bottom rim is important with all of them because it just keeps it from bouncing around on the glass, which I'll show you later. But this lid I had to improvise on because I blew out a tenant. Was using this poplar, which is soft, as a glue block because I don't have any wood to waste. I have 2.5 inches of height with my blanks, and I'm only losing 1/8 of an inch with 2 cuts, 2 parts. So it was a little much on this, so I improvised, recreated the tenant without taking the glue block off. You can see the marks from my improvisation, marked with a little ink where the gap will be, in terms of in between the jaws. And I strengthened the end grain with CA glue, just let it soak into the end grain, and that did the trick. Made it much stronger. But when it happened, you always hear these stories. I was using parting tool. You're always told parting tools for spindle work between centers. You're peeling, right? This is when you're doing this, it's like a bowl, side grain, end grain, side grain. You're not between centers going with the grain. That's what I'm trying to say. So you just they tell you not to use it. Obviously we all do, we all get away, but you're not going to get that peeling, right? You're more going straight in. So just do it gently. My warning is don't push too much. If you're going to copy me or do one of these yourself, don't push too hard. Go maybe 1/2 inch to 1 inch deep max, and then just use a pull saw and cut the rest of the way through. Trust me, you'll be way better off than relying on good fortune by using a parting tool, because when they say not to use it, there's obviously reasons behind it. We all get away with it. We all cheat a little bit, but just pointing that out. I did lose this glue block. That's why I improvised with this second design. It's a little funky, but it's still where this one comes around it. This one goes within it. It still sits great. Still line up the grain. But I want to show my third one, which is my favorite. It's the simplest of all. Grain lines up. You can see on the bottom, every 60 degrees there's a drill hole. I increased it to 5/16 inch, so 6 drill holes. Bottom still does not go through. It's much more solid, heavy, solid, better. So I got 9 more to do. I got 1 gluing up over here, if you could see it. I got 9 more to do. The rest are over there. So I'm gonna copy this design the rest of the way. This was the best in terms after the 3 that I liked, and I might try with Mahoney's, or else I'll just stick with tried and true. But like I said, everything's been great using this. Minimal charring. This will last, I don't know, a long time. Like I said, it's great condition. This isn't gonna go anywhere. It's just even with my thin lid, it's perfect. Smoked a cocktail for my cousin and myself last night after a long day's work. Let's see if I can go on a ride here. Those 2 blanks, there was a camphor tree taken down. Those are monster blanks, 20 inches each one. Weighs just under 200 pounds. And if you see that beast of a log out there, I got 1 more to go. That thing we somehow got up in the back of the truck weighs about 600 pounds. It's absolutely crazy. So I put my little electric chainsaw to use, and I really owe my cousin a big favor for that. But anyway, back to the story. You know, this is just working great. Couldn't be happier with it, and the design's great. I've seen I've been watching a lot of cocktail videos, smoker videos, and watching how it's been done. There's all kinds of variations, from the flat piece of flat wood that goes on the bar. They just shoot the flame on that with a glass upside down and captures the smoke in there. That's great, especially if that piece of wood is from oak from a whiskey barrel. You can actually see the smoke lines from barbecue. You can actually see the lines where the whiskey soaked into the barrel, and that's pretty cool. But once you turn that glass over, you've smoked the glass, but the smoke's escaping. I've seen some just right down, not upside down, right down through the middle with a hole on the bottom. Real simple versions, usually with the stack on top. They use a pipe filter, and that works very well. It's simple, it's effective. Those pipe filters, you know, you need to replace them every now and then, so I don't know how long that'll last. And there's some drawbacks with that too. But this design, with this rim, it's tough to stand in there, but with that rim to sit on the glass and not really go anywhere, this design is really working great. So the proof's in the pudding. I'll come back with a drink here in a minute and show you how it's been working. Hey, actually, before I smoke that cocktail, I'm going to take a quick detour. Most of you guys know that I sign my bowls. If you've watched my videos, you've seen that I've signed them with an India ink pen. Just put my name on it, the type of wood, species of wood, and a date. And because I've given everything away. This I inlaid a little World War II coin, give it some weight, take up that recess. And this one I actually held on. It's my son's. He uses it for snacks and stuff. Beautiful walnut bowl I did back in November. But you see, I sign it. It's great. I have, going back generations, I have family members that were woodworkers that did it the exact same way. It was good enough for them. It's good enough for me. So I've done that, and that, like I said, I've given everything I've made away to friends, family, and so forth, and just because I love to do it. But I am going to start, well, one of my goals for 2024 is to start trying to sell my bowls, as I've gotten much better at it, and see what I can do with this little hobby or side hustle. And I've been thinking about a laser pecker. Obviously you've seen my logo lately on my videos and so forth. I came up with 4 versions of it, and I really like it. And a laser pecker would be great, especially putting it at the bottom of tenants, and I may still do that. But for now, I got this bag, these cool little markers made. I don't know if you can hear that. It's heavy brass. I just flipped it. It's just beautiful. It's got a version of my logo engraved on it, black and antique gold. And basically, I'll do the same thing. Obviously, I do a lot of tenants, especially with wet wood, because you have to. And then you can turn that out afterwards, put it in cold jaws, and make a little recess for this. It's 1 inch and 1/4 long diameter and 1/16 inch thick. But you could just put it right into a recess. I do use recesses. I love recesses, obviously, on a lot of my big salad bowls, cedar bowls, and so forth. You've seen me use recesses with. This will fit in there beautifully, just like this coin did. Just 5-minute epoxy. Even CA glue would work really well. And it just looks really classy. I love how this is. So when I start selling bowls, I'm not going to put a date on it. I'm not going to put the species of wood. It's just going to be something professional, my logo. And maybe I will get to a laser pecker down the road, but for now, these just seem so classy to me. So I get nothing from this. There's 100 of these individually packed. It was $200 roughly, so $2 a piece, nothing. I get nothing for this, but I just want to promote a fellow woodworker. This is Signature Medallions. That's where I got these from. Gary Anderson. Here's his information. I think he's down in San Diego County, California. Very helpful, very thoughtful. Helped me adapt my logo to something that worked. Hopefully this comes up good on the camera. It's just beautiful. Here's his information. You can hit him up via email. And I'm just so impressed with this. When you come across good people that do a good job and such a cool product, so I wanna share it, promote it, help local woodworkers out, right? That's all you can do. It's a great little community. So that was the reason behind this. Let me get back to smoking that other cocktail. Okay, now I'm ready. Before I get started though, I will say that I'm going to use apple juice, no alcohol, so more people have an opportunity to see this video. Same principle, right? Just no alcohol. So you see, put in there, won't go bang against the edges because of that bottom. So my mistake, I made 2 mistakes. I'll link the initial cocktail smoker video in the description below. But when I started, I was thinking about it wrong. I do a lot of barbecuing, especially for my daughter, smoking ribs and stuff. So I'm used to low and slow. So I dampened the wood. That's a mistake, because this is hot and fast. And then I packed it way too tight and had it overfilling the top. You're shooting the fire to blow smoke through it. You're not, pulling it like you would through a pipe or a bong. You're not packing a bong. So those are my 2 mistakes. You take a little bit. This is a white oak that came from these. Just a little bit, right? You don't want it falling out. Don't have to pack it down. Not that much, right? Just dry, loose. Hopefully you got a good view here. That's all it takes. And it is loaded with smoke. This one I didn't do a good job with the drill holes. That's why it was my demo that I'm keeping. 6 little holes, but look at this. All that smoke adhering to the ice, to the drink. It's just apple juice, so I don't have to taste it, right? I will. But let's see. Let me get this out of here. You can see that it's all pretty much gone, right? Oops, I didn't even have that on camera. It's all pretty much gone. So all it was, don't dampen it, don't pack it too tight. It's not a bong, it's not a pipe. And that got all the smoke you needed in that drink. Worked perfectly. Still smoke coming out of it. Hopefully the camera's picking that up. Like I said, this may last half a year, who knows. It does have soot on the bottom, ash. And that's the whole point of the side holes and not putting a hole on the bottom. A pipe filter may be fine enough to keep that out for a period of time until you have to replace that filter, but this guarantees that soot ends up down at the bottom and doesn't come down into your drink. So like I said, I'll link that cocktail video or cocktail smoker video into the description below, but I just wanted to show the progress of just my overall design and how this thing's been working, and just super happy with it. Hope you guys enjoyed the project. I'd really like to see what you guys come up with. Anyhow, thanks again for watching. Have a good night. Sorry, one last little comment. Again, this is the final design that I'm going to stick with for the rest. The bottom, every 60 degrees, 5/16 inch holes. You can see the design. And this is the most solid lid that I've been able to come up with. And you see the lid's important to keep the smoke from escaping up because it wants to come up. But the torch pushes it down, the lid keeps it down, it comes out these holes very easily, and you saw all the smoke in this cocktail that's there in your drink. And by the way, this apple juice kind of tastes good. It kind of tastes like, I love the oak smell, but it kind of tastes like apple cider. It's just cold instead of hot. Anyhow, cheers, have a good night.